You showed some love to Lizzo on IG recently. Is that your celebrity crush?
Yeah, I want to do something with her.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to do something with Lizzo.
So
I ain't even gonna lie.
Well, this is the perfect opportunity. Look in that camera right there.
That's your solo right there.
Yeah, and go and send your shot.
Talk your
Lizzo,
shit.
I'm talking to you. I'm reaching out. I done seen you a couple times. I ain't really say nothing, but I need you. I feel like me and you together is just a hell of a combination. And we represent for the big people. And I think you're awesome and you're beautiful. And I think you real,
Yeah.
like that.
I like that, big fella.
You like that for me?
Yeah.
I appreciate that, guys.
And then as soon as you're done with him, come hang out on the couch with us. Talk to us.
Okay,
Or y'all can come together.
Package deal.
Yeah, come together.
Or solo.
Yeah.
Nah, she coming with me. I ain't sending her. I'll be right next to you, babe.
Hey guys, this is the mind of Lilith, and today I wanted to quickly talk about Glen Davis basically expressing that he thought that Lizzo was attractive and he wanted to perhaps go out on a date with her, okay, at the very least. And you know, Glen Davis is a retired basketball player. He played with the NBA for at least a decade. I don't know too much about basketball, but he's really tall, like 6'9". He's a bit chunky. We all know that Lizzo is also overweight, so it's not a big deal there. But Lizzo has been getting a lot of pushback from men of different races, black men, white men, whatever, for having standards, for having expectations for what she wants out of a partner. Lizzo is really pretty. She's just overweight. She has her own money. She's a hard worker. She's talented and she's successful in her own right. She's not a gold-digging, clout-chasing IG model that these men love to complain about, but also love to spend money on, okay? So because Lizzo is a black woman who's obese, no matter how successful she is, they still would see her as having low social value. And according to people in this country, and throughout the world, if you have low social value, then you should have a low social value partner, i.e. a partner who is unattractive and or who is using you for your resources without pouring anything back into you. So these men, by and large, because it was mainly men in the comment sections on YouTube and on the Kolai and other forums talking about this, these men were making so many jokes about Lizzo and Glen getting together. There were some positive comments, but most of them were jokes. It was almost like, what do you want her for, right? And my thing is, if you don't want the girl, then why are you concerned with who she's with? Well, these men don't want women like Lizzo to feel confident enough to have standards for themselves. A lot of men think that obese women are only good for 3 things: sex, food, and money, right? Not that they're giving these women sex, food, and money, but the women are giving them sex, food, and money. I have read and heard many comments from men saying that big girls will treat you right because they're grateful to have anybody give them attention. So if you're using them, it still won't matter because they've gotten attention from you. So, don't worry about their feelings. Don't worry about their humanity. Just use them for what they're worth because they're fat, so they have no value anyway. That is how men treat women who they're not attracted to. They use them for whatever they can get out of them, then they leave. For the most part, women who were not attractive to men, they don't use them. They're just like, they just ignore you altogether. And men become really bitter because women don't play games like that as much as men do. Some women do that, but by and large, if a woman is not attracted to a man, she's not going to give him the time of day, period. Especially in the black community. Men don't work that way. They may not mess with you like that, but they'll still give you the time of day to get what they can out of you so that they can either take care of somebody else or they can, make themselves feel better about not being at the level where they can attract the person that they think they deserve. Okay, so in the comment sections, they were making fun of Lizzo and Glen, basically, as if they did not want Lizzo to be happy. They don't want Lizzo to be happy because they want Lizzo to basically suffer because she's fat. So because you're fat, you don't deserve to be with somebody you want to be with. Because you're fat, you're only good for being used. They don't want her to be desirable to a tall, black, wealthy man, right? So this is the problem. Glen Davis is wealthier and taller and blacker than most black men, right? Because a lot of black women want a tall, dark, handsome, rich man. Okay, so Glen Davis is tall, dark, he looks, attractive, and he has his own money. So they don't want him to want someone like Lizzo. They want him to want someone like the rest of these IG models out here who are biracial or Hispanic or Asian or whatever. The IG thoughts who basically get paid for their looks. They don't want him with somebody who is talented, has her own money, but is obese. They want him with someone who they consider a trophy. Now, Glen Davis will be considered a high value man because of his height. He's 6'9", and his income, and he's young, right? And he's still healthy. So he will be considered a high value man for the very same reasons that Lizzo would not be considered a high value woman. So Glen Davis is high value, and he's obese or he's fat. And Lizzo is not high value, but she's also heavy set. But they both have their own money. So why is it that Glen Davis doesn't receive as much hatred about his dating choices as Lizzo does? Anyway, that's not important. But essentially, if Glen Davis dates Lizzo, in the eyes of men, he raises her social status. So he's going to elevate her status just by proxy of him giving her the attention that many men think that she does not deserve, or many men don't think she deserves because of her weight. Doesn't matter how pretty she is in the face, doesn't matter how hardworking she is, doesn't matter how much money she has. They want Lizzo to be treated like Mary J. Blige. They want Lizzo to be treated like Sherry Shepherd. They want Lizzo to be treated like a Toni Braxton even. They want Lizzo to be with a man that needs her more than she needs him. Okay? They don't want Lizzo to be with a man who has his own money because that raises her status. They want Lizzo to be with a man who's with her to use her. That is what they identify with. That is what they prefer. Okay? They don't want Lizzo to be happy because then she gives hope to many women like her who are overweight but pretty and successful. They want her to grovel, I guess, for any sort of respect. They want her to lower her standards and be with somebody dusty who may use her for her money instead of somebody who has his own bag. We see what happened to Jill Scott. We see what happened to Mary J. Blige. We see what happened to Sherry Shepherd. There's so many black women in entertainment who date down because they insist on being with a black man. And there's nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, if you have low social value because you're a black woman, no matter how you look, it's going to be an uphill battle to find someone who gives you the respect that you deserved based on just general, the fact that you are talented, the fact that you work hard, the fact that you've become successful in your own right, the fact that you did not use your looks to get, a status in society. These men don't care about that because they put a premium on looks. Men place a premium on how women look, and women do that too because they want to attract men. So men place a premium on looks because that gives them the ability to control women without even knowing the woman, right? So you're valuable because I'm attracted to you, and you're not valuable because I'm not attracted to you. That kind of thing. It's very simple, very simplistic, but that's just the way that it works in a capitalist society. There has to be stratification. So I'm going to use you for your body or your money or whatever, a place to stay. If I'm not attracted to you, and if I am attracted to you and you're my preference, I will invest resources and money into you, only to become embittered when somebody with more resources comes along and takes you from me because they find you just as beautiful as I do, but they have more money than I do. So it's a complicated, illogical situation. These men don't want Lizzo to win because her winning means that other women who look like her will raise their standards too. They may not want to settle. Now, it is not realistic for most women to expect to be to attract a tall, rich man. Tall, rich black men are very few and far between. Tall, rich, young black men are even fewer and far between, okay? So people have to keep their expectations realistic, okay? But Lizzo is in the same tax bracket as Glen Davis. Lizzo is in the same social circle as Glen Davis. She's in the same age group. She has no kids. She has no quote unquote baggage that would keep her from having a sustaining, fulfilling relationship with somebody who loves and respects her and treats her with the respect that she deserves. But these men think that Lizzo doesn't deserve respect because she's obese. It's as simple as that. There are so many IG thoughts who pose naked online, who twerk naked online, who sell sex and sell themselves and get disrespected really badly by men in Dubai, okay? And these women are not shamed for being naked. They're applauded for it. Men are like, yeah, give me more. As soon as Lizzo twerks, it's now, oh my God, you're disgusting. You're not being proper. You know, you are a disgrace to women, all this other stuff because she's obese. It is what it is, right? So they want her to feel the way that they perceive her. These men want Lizzo to feel about herself the same way they perceive her. And they're trying to break her spirit, but she's fighting back hard. I think she's a Taurus. She's very stubborn and she's very determined to be who she wants to be and on her own terms, right? She's become successful because of that. She's one of the most successful R&B pop stars we have today, not because of her looks, but because of her talent. She's a really pretty girl. Like she looks like a Venusian Baroque style type beauty. Old school, voluptuous. You know, the way that black women looked thousands of years ago. Like if you look at archetypal depictions of women and femininity, they look like Lizzo. They don't look like Beyonce. They don't look like Sierra. They look like voluptuous, fertile women with big breasts and big booty and big body. That's just what it is, right? So the standards have changed because we are now in a different system that is based on white supremacist standards. We're the patriarchy that hates voluptuousness because voluptuousness is matriarchal and it is fertility. It represents fertility symbolically. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with thin women. I am thin myself. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about cultural and social archetypes dealing with body size and shape, okay, that are ancient, that have nothing to do with modern times. So back in the day, Lizzo would have been a goddess, you know. Now she's considered like a pariah because we live in a system that says if you're thin, you're worth more than people who are hefty or obese. Again, these men don't want Lizzo to win, even if they don't want her, right? If they don't want her, why are they so upset about what she wants? Because they know that Glen Davis will raise her social value to the point where they no longer have any ground to stand on. They have no leg to stand on. They can't shit on a woman who is with a man who's worth more than them, right? So if you're shitting on Lizzo because she's single, she has no man. Oh, that's why you can't find a man because you're fat. But she finds somebody who's taller than most of the men who are hating on her, who's taller than her haters, and he's richer than her haters, right? So if Lizzo attracts a man who is more high value than the men who are hating on her, they've lost their power. That is the issue here. It is not about, oh, Lizzo, she needs to lose weight. No. The name of the game is, as long as you have low social value, I'm worth more than you, and I have the right to tell you how to live your life. I can feel better about myself because I can look down on you because you're obese, and even though you have money and you're beautiful and you're talented, I can still shit on you without having any of those things myself, right? I can still shit on you and be seen as doing a public service because you are obese. However, if you're obese and with a man of means who has more money than me, and you both have money together, I can't shit on you no more. So men don't want to lose their power. They don't want to lose their ability to denigrate or disrespect a woman who is obese, okay? And who they consider unworthy of love, respect, equality, right? And nurturing. Again, a lot of men think that women who are not attractive are meant to be used for whatever they have available. Resources, a place to stay, their body, sex, food, attention, it doesn't matter. But they're not going to be pouring into these women. They're just going to take from them, okay? Men have no problem taking from women they're not attracted to, especially if they're using what they're stealing from the unattractive woman to give to a woman they consider worthy of their praise and respect. until that woman leaves him for somebody else. So it's the name of the game. Make Lizzo feel bad about herself so I can feel bad about myself, and I can basically make the dating pool work for me. So I know, and I'm speaking from a male's perspective here, I know that at some point I'm going to be single, I may not have any money, I may be lonely, and I may want to call one of my fat female friends for some easy sex and validation. I don't want these women thinking like Lizzo, like they can do better than me. So I need to make sure that I poison the minds of women to ensure that I have easy access to whatever resources that they have, even though I don't value them as women, as human beings. Okay, this is why men are hating on Lizzo. As a matter of fact, Lizzo gets more hate than the Kardashians do. Lizzo gets more hate from men than the Kardashians do, right? And the Kardashians are clout chasers. The Kardashians became more powerful and wealthy and popular by associating themselves with powerful, rich, popular, handsome black men, right? So the Kardashians were able to elevate their social status by being with wealthy black men, but God forbid a black woman who's obese should do the same thing. God forbid a black woman does what the Kardashians have chosen to do. And again, Lizzo's really pretty and she had her own money. She didn't have to sleep with somebody for money. Nobody knows what the Kardashians are talented at. They're good at marketing. They're good at selling an illusion and a fantasy, but they have no actual skill. Lizzo has worked really hard at her craft. She's a great songwriter. She's a great dancer. She's a good singer. She's a great instrumentalist. She's not a messy person. She tries to give back to the community in ways that are positive. She's not, promoting a negative body image, because Lizzo has been honest with her struggles about her weight and weight loss, right? She's shown, the steps she's taken to reduce her calories and to exercise more, and the weight just isn't coming off the way that she wants to. There may be a hormonal issue. She may need more testosterone. I have no idea. But there could be an issue with hypothyroidism even, okay? She would have to get that checked out. I wouldn't be surprised, because if she was born with Pluto opposite her sun and she's a Taurus, right? That could indicate thyroid issues. I don't know the aspects of her entire birth chart, but that could indicate thyroid issues, okay? Because Taurus rules the thyroid and other parts of the body I won't get into right now, but at the very least the thyroid. But anyway, these dudes are clowns because they're hating on somebody they don't want, and they don't want her to be happy. They don't want her to be happy, because then the fat person with low social value will be happier than them, right? So they're the ones with the muscles and the job and the pretty girlfriend, but the fat girl with more money is with a man that has more money than you. So you mad even more. So you're even more upset because the girl who you look down on is with a man that's worth more than you and is more desirable than you. How does that work? So now their worldview is being challenged. And these men don't like that. White, black, and other. Okay? There was a story a few weeks ago about this obese woman who was with a muscular weightlifting husband, and there was a lot of pushback from that. Okay? A lot of people feel like undesirable or fat women don't deserve to be with attractive partners. Some of the women were telling this white lady that, they were being her husband's DMs like, you should be with someone who looks like me, right? As if looks are the only thing that men are supposed to value. For the initial attraction, yes. But if you're married for 10, 15 years, your looks don't mean as much, right? Some people were saying that the man's gay. I will not go into that. It is what it is, okay? But by and large, a lot of people don't like it when women who they don't deem as conventionally attractive for weight reasons or because of their race or because of their phenotype or whatever, they get really upset when a woman who is of low social value because of her appearance or money or whatever, or her race especially, gets with someone of high social value, because this is not the way it's supposed to work, right? It's bizarre world. It's flipped backwards. In bizarre world, you're only supposed to be happy if you're pretty. If you're not attractive, then you shouldn't be happy. If you're not attractive, you should not be happy. That is how these people think, okay? And like I said, Lizzo's always been really pretty to me. It's just that, you know, she has to dress better for her body type, and I think she's done a better job of that recently. But she's worked really hard to confront her demons and her insecurities about her weight, and I respect that about her. I respect her musicianship. I respect her work ethic. I respect her brand as a woman who's trying to uplift other women in the same situation that she's in. But there's going to be haters. There's going to be men who want her to be miserable because that makes them happier. It makes sense. The world makes sense. If I have all these muscles and, you know, and I have some money and I have a cute girlfriend and I'm not happy, I can at least look down on a woman who's rich but still is unhappy because she hasn't found a partner yet, right? So if Lizzo is happily married to a millionaire and she has low social value, what does that say about me? If I think I'm a status symbol to my girlfriend because I'm cute with muscles, but I make 6 figures a year, will I still be a status symbol to my girlfriend if a woman like Lizzo with low social value can get a man who's worth more than me, who looks, I don't know how people think he looks, but he looks okay. He's not a bad looking guy. But I don't want women like Lizzo to reduce me on a totem pole of status because they think they can get a man like Glen Davis. I want these women to think that they're 3s and 2s so that I can continue to use them and make my girlfriend who's insecure about herself, right, feel better when I cheat on one of these fat girls, right? So this is what happens. A lot of fat girls are also used to cheat with, okay? Their man, I guess the people call them chubby chasers. So a man may prefer to be with like a slim model type for like his main chick because of status, but he may chase chubby chicks in secret. And sometimes what happens is that these men will cheat with the chubby chick, but the slim chick won't feel threatened by the chubby chick because the slim chick thinks that she's elevated above the chubby chick. So he will never leave me for her. And a lot of times the woman's right because it's about status. Men date for status just as much as or more than women. The reason why the black community has such a low marriage rate by and large is because black women are perceived to have low social value. Men marry status symbols. If you are a man with low social value because you're black, you're going to do what you can to raise your status by acquiring a trophy who is a social preference, light skin, loose hair texture, big booty, whatever. So you're going to do what you can to elevate your status. And one of the ways you elevate your status is by talking shit on women who are black, who have low social status, so that you look better to the women with high social status, right? It's just psychological warfare and games and tricks, and it is what it is. Like, people want to have power over other people. People want to have the right to look down on somebody else. And if Lizzo gets with an attractive baller who's worth more, and I'm going to say this for the last time, then they can't look down on her no more. They can't talk shit about her as much anymore. They'll give her some more respect because she was able to attract a man who was worth more than them, who has more power than they do. That's just what it is. And I mean, you know, I don't know if Glen Davis is serious about Lizzo. Like, if I heard some man talk to me like that, I would not be interested. However, Glen Davis has a reputation of being very silly, and so does Lizzo. I actually think this would be a cute situation for her, especially if she's currently dating a man that she has to take care of, which is very common in the black community, especially among celebrity women, okay? So I'm hoping that, you know, she's open to other opportunities. I'm not saying cheat indiscriminately. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that she should not end up like Mary J. Blige or Jill Scott or Toni Braxton or Sherry Shepherd or any of these other, Melba Moore, any of these other successful women who have had to end up paying alimony or child support for a man who was just using them for a come up and spending her money on the next females that he was bagging, like Mary J. Blige's husband, using her hard-earned money to trick off on women who are his real preferences. That's a hustle. It's a very common hustle in the community, okay? So why do you guys think that Glen Davis is receiving so much? Not even Glen Davis. Why do you guys think that Lizzo is receiving so much flack from somebody else being attracted to her? She's being attacked because somebody else wants her. Why do you think that is? And do you think that Glen Davis and Lizzo would be a cute couple? I think they would be, you know. I do. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I will speak to you soon.